If I can get, uh-oh. Their whole team's here now, aren't they? Let's go to landing. Oh! Welcome back to the channel. Today we're having a look at the ME-262 A-1a/U1, the Squadron ME-262. Before we jump into things, just look at how many guns are in the nose right there. There are so many cannons up there. Right off the bat, you'll see that this thing gets an air spawn, which is incredible for the aircraft, because without the air spawn, it would probably be completely useless. You might ask, why is that? Why does it get an air spawn? Well, it is technically a strike aircraft, yes, and it has a rate of climb that props at 5.7 outmatch. Granted, this thing's only mostly upgraded, mine in particular, but it's not going to make that much of a difference. For example, the Sea Fury has a better rate of climb at 5.7, and this is 7.3. So when you get that air spawn and you're making your initial push out, you're probably going to be climbing roughly about, 10 degrees or so, which is not great for a jet. But with that air spawn, it makes up for it, and you can actually get into position where you want to be quickly enough. It's not, the end of the world. If you ever have to go land and rearm, though, whew, you better hope you have plenty of teammates to help you out after you take off, because, yeah, you're not going to be getting too high up too quickly, too fast. Now, as you can imagine, with 4 30mm and 2 20mm in the nose, this thing is very potent for head-ons, and that is a big strength of it, is going head-on with people. And the maneuverability isn't great, but I found it's actually a lot better than, it starts out as. Now that I have a good couple upgrades on it, it's not the worst. The guns, though, are super low velocity. They are... they're all different. There's 4 30mm, yes, but they're not all the same 30mm. 2 of them have barrels that are like a foot long, and some of them are just kind of like slingshots, right? They are not high velocity, and they are not the most accurate guns by any means. Let's see if I can even hit this guy. Yeah, you see how far I had to lead that, right? Oh, and he's opening up on me. That ain't worth it. That's no longer worth it. A handful of hits and no damage, even with airburst rounds on one of the 30mm sets. I don't know which one. Now we've taken some damage, and we're at low altitude. Now the struggle shall begin. You also don't have a whole lot of ammo, because, there's that many guns, crammed that much into the nose, and you can imagine they're not, super bolstered with ammo. Still better than some planes, though. Some planes you have no excuse for the amount of ammo they have compared to this thing. Now, is this a terrible aircraft? No. All things considered, it's not terrible. Oh, that was a pretty good hit from that ground AA. But it's definitely not the greatest, right? Of course, it is a lower tier Squadron. Not get that up in time. Okay, we got a MiG-9 as well. I'll finish my thoughts in a moment. Critical hits, I did. Not enough. Kind of disappointing for 4 30mm and 2 20s, right? They are hurt, though. But as I was saying before I got so rudely interrupted by those enemy aircraft, it is, wow, there's a lot of us right now, a lower tier squadron vehicle, so it's not the most expensive. If you're in a large squadron, you make efficient squadron research, it wouldn't take terribly long to get this thing, all things considered. And if you just, if you want an ME-262, it's good enough for an ME-262, right? The ME-262s aren't exactly super hard-hitting, high-performing aircraft. They're not Sabres or anything, It's worthwhile for a free, completely free plane. But, yeah, don't pay money for it. As you can see, I'm at 13,000 feet. That air spawn is quite effective for what the climb rate is, so that is a beautiful thing to have for this aircraft. A B-25, oh, there it goes. Now, it is worth noting that, I don't know, Two of the longer 230 millimeters can get some pretty potent armor-piercing rounds that are the APDS kind of things that Germany was using. I forget what exactly the name is right here, but they got pretty good penetration, pretty good velocity. Problem is the, what are they? You can see those little tiny stubby ones. Yeah, those are not the highest of velocity. They are not the most accurate, and they are not the best for ground battles either, because they get no armor piercing rounds. But it's okay enough in air battles. That is a Saber. Oh god. And it is useful enough as a ground pounder, ground attack aircraft in ground battles that it is definitely still somewhat worthwhile to get, you know? See if I can actually... Yes, there we go. That's what should happen with 430 millimeters and 220s. When it works, it works. I mean, there's no arguing against that. See if I can get this MD452 here. Give a good lead. Nope. Alright, let's try that again, since I can outmaneuver this guy. Oh man, look at that. Sometimes it just makes you really wonder, or makes you just scratch your head how, like last game, it was just critical hit, critical hit, critical hit. And then this game, both of those aircraft just melted. They just went away, they disappeared. Despite the shortcomings this thing has in its stats, I actually do somewhat enjoy flying it. It's the only Me-262 I have at the moment. But with the air spawn and all the guns, it's, you know, it's fun enough. Oh, come on, come on. No. Okay. Obviously, it's not, you know, a Saber. It's not going to have pinpoint accuracy with your nose or anything like that at higher speeds. But as you can see, I was going pretty quick, all things considered. And it's a decent battle rating to get started with jets. Let's see if I can get this guy. Oh, almost. Come on. Holy crap. Okay, assist. There we go. Went back to just not refusing to work, not wanting to do anything. Oh, the other one's still up. But the fact that this thing has that air spawn makes it easy enough to play. There we go. Nice. It's easy enough to just jump into this thing and play a few games because of that, which makes it, you know, fun enough. It's definitely one of those airplanes, though, where you'll have some games where you're playing it and you're thinking to yourself, like, okay, this is garbage, holy crap. But a lot of games where you're actually doing quite well. I have 3 kills and an assist right now, and I rarely play this plane, right? I mean, even when I first got it, I was getting relatively frequent kills in it, and I was even watching people, you know, actively complain about Me-262s, and I was thinking to myself, like, what? This thing doesn't seem that bad. So, I mean, you know, it's more maneuverable than you'd think. It's not the most maneuverable. I haven't had to get into a turn fight with a Saber or a MiG-15 yet, and that's something that can happen. And, yeah, you will not necessarily win that engagement, but it's not impossible at the same time, like some other jets. There's a P-51 somewhere. Okay, let's locate that. I'd much rather be in this thing than, say, a MiG-9. So, keep that in mind. If you have any familiarity with something like a MiG-9, I like this a lot better. I'd be a little more positive and a little less critical about this aircraft, but I'm just not quite certain if I do okay enough in it because it kind of fits my playstyle, or if it's just because it's, you know, better than it seems, right? As a last game, I've unlocked the engines upgrade, meaning I only have one more performance upgrade left to go, meaning this thing is pretty much as close as it can get to being, you know, spaded. Without actually quite being spaded. If I've been liking this thing good enough up until now that it has another 260 feet per minute in the climb rate, and, you know, like a second less time of acceleration, and, you know, all that kind of stuff, this should be even more entertaining now. And I really am kind of warming up to this thing, just a little more and more with each passing game. This aircraft might actually be pretty good for what it is. It'll be interesting to see if people in the comments think similarly to me on this subject, because I feel like every video I've seen on this is just some, you know, it's titled something like the worst squadron plane, don't research this plane, waste of time, embarrassment to the tech tree and stuff, but I don't know. Even from, you know, pretty much bone stock, I haven't really disliked this thing at any point. Never quite loved it per se, but I feel like it's not as bad as people make it out to be. I don't know. Granted, we are on game 3, and first game was not impressive. Second game was quite good. Let's see if I can keep that up though. We have some more potent enemies here. There's some meteors I see. We got some Saabs. There's a Saber down there. Things that'll give me a little more of a problem compared to an F2H per se. There's a Spitfire. Alright. Maybe we're in a 6.3 game. I don't remember there's a 6.3 Spitfire to be honest, but you usually see some prop in these jet games. Even if it's an 8... Oh, now it's an 8.3 game. What am I saying? Yeah, that Spitfire ain't supposed to be here. I have pretty good airspeed right now, all things considered. This guy is pretty high up. I cannot outmaneuver a meteor, but I think I can maybe get away from them. That is a problem when you're not terribly fast, but you're also not the most maneuverable aircraft is, you know, there's sometimes aircraft that you cannot outmaneuver and you cannot outrun. Alright, they're going in for a maneuver. Let's see if I can intercept them here. And they kind of cut off that maneuver from what would have worked for me to intercept, so... Oh, they're going again, though. Oh, we got a Seahawk inbound fast. Okay, let's see if I can head on them properly. Oh, they don't want to head on. No luck. Alright, we're going in. You can see I'm maneuverable enough here. I wish the guns were going to be a little higher velocity right now for hitting this guy. Whoa, come on. Beautiful, okay. I say beautiful, that was more like a mistake, because I was kind of flailing around a little, but it works. Am I outmaneuvering this meteor somewhat? No, I am not. Good to know, good to know, good to know. Okay. Panic, panic, panic. Alright. Not good, not good. We are in a turn fight with a meteor. I see no way to really disengage from... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I think they're going really slow. I'm just gonna break away. Okay. I think it's working. And as the meteor is not the fastest aircraft, it does appear that I am, in fact, able to get away from it, which is something I wasn't quite confident in the ability to do. Hold on. Did I speak too soon? I spoke too soon. They are now catching up to me. Well, time to die a hero. Oh, we got 2 meteors now. Okay, that's good. This will make things really easy for me. Alright. Come on, roll, roll. Okay. It did not want to give me a roll right there. Alright, 2 meteors. We are dancing right now. Uh-oh. Crossing in front of him. Oh, he got me. He got me. He got me. Okay. I'm not down yet. I'm down. 2 meteors of vampire, though, you know? Not a whole lot that could just break away from that with ease, so... held up longer than I thought I would. Wow. Sinai again. They're really pulling out all the stops with this one, aren't they? Giving me some very nice diversity here. So at least the matchmaking with the maps and all is going well for me. Maybe next game, if I'm lucky, I'll get Sinai again. And the game after that, if things go well for me, Sinai. Because obviously, if you're in a plane with a green forest camo, you want to be on the desert map for maximum camouflage effectiveness. We got some kind of aircraft right here, don't we? Maybe a Seahawk? Oh, it's a U-14. Same thing as a Seahawk, I mean, let's be real. Do I bother? Do I let them bomb, do their thing? B-29, that's, I mean, quite literally, you know, that's what this thing would have probably been designed to go up against right there. If I had to guess, this probably was a bomber hunter version, not a ground attack, and it's gone. So, as you can see, problems have been solved. I didn't even have to get close to it. F2H, those are great targets to go up against. Alright, LA-200 needs a little help. Got an SU-9 down there. F-80 below, everyone seems to be below. Oh, we got an F-89B right here. Is this the one with rockets? Well, time to find out, I guess. Only one way to know for sure. He's not going for a head-on, so... and he has guns. Oh, there we go. That answers my question. A Tu-14 is coming in hot, and I cannot catch up to this guy, so I'm gonna divert my attention this way. Alright, let's see. Alright, wonderful. Now, as their team is dwindling a little and my team is succeeding quite well, I am going to encounter the problem of being in a slower aircraft, trying to catch up to faster aircraft while faster aircraft on my team engage said faster aircraft before I can get there. I might be able to go swing up for a very risky... Nope. Alright, into a dive straight into the ground I go, because that's where all the enemies are now. Except for that F-80 right there. Hold on. Alright. Let's power up those engines again. Let's get this F-80. Alright, I think I'll be able to make it there in time to get a head-on with this guy. Wonderful. Ooh, we got an SU-11 right here. Okay, maybe I can actually get to this guy in time. And an F-84, things are looking up. Let's see if I can go head-on with this SU-11 with my incredible roll rate here. Oh, the roll rate could be better. Alright, let's swing her back around. Let's re-engage. Make sure no one's on my tail. Now, this SU-11 is faster than me, even though I'm going quite fast for an ME-262. So, that's very good. I will not be able to catch up to him. And that meteor is catching up to him, though, so maybe you can force him to turn. There's one of 2 people on their team that's left, so it's pretty much my only shot, realistically, at getting a kill this game. I just have to casually be able to catch up to him before 2 meteors kill him. I'm sure that'll be easy to do. Alright. There's always ground targets. You know what? If I had to guess, their last player is probably at their airfield, maybe? I'm just gonna head towards their airfield, I guess. That's all I can do. That are ground targets, but I don't have ground belts, so not really a worthwhile endeavor right now for me. I have the air belts and default. There they are. Tu-14 out here, way off in the middle of nowhere. Looks like they just took off. Let's move into intercept before... Ah, I'm the only person out here. That's what I'd like to see. Except I believe they're probably going to turn around and go right to their airfield, because that's what everyone does. Now look at that, they're heading towards their airfield. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that crazy? Oh look, there's surface-to-air missiles going out on my ME-262. Isn't that crazy? Alright, well, the only player left on their team is just going to hide at their airfield, I guess. Okay. Let's get away from there. That's not a comforting sight when you're in an ME-262, isn't it? Oh, good. Uh-oh. Okay, that was close. That was real close. All right. I feel like this one, they're getting almost just barely close enough, and I don't appreciate that. I'm pretty far away from their airfield. I am in an aircraft with a top speed of 532 miles per hour, built in the 1940s. Why do I have surface-to-air missiles flying out at me? There is a Spitfire over there. There is a bunch of other aircraft built in the mid to late 40s, and we have surface-to-air missiles going out on us. Isn't that wonderful? And I'm 9 kilometers away, and they're at 9 kilometers. They finally stopped shooting. Alright, well, it seems this person isn't just circling their airfield like I feared. They were just getting away, I think. But the Avenger's gone away. I believe that's in there. Not yet. Wonderful, I am 8 kilometers away, and look at that. Look what is inbound right now at Mach 3 or something like that. We are now on city. I have spawned in a little bit late, but no worries. Everyone gets an air spawn, so I am not unique anymore. Everyone is up in the skies with me. And, yeah, that's actually probably gonna be really bad for me, ultimately. Everyone in the chat right now is sharing their woes and despair of playing this game. That's always a lovely sight. It's always a good thing when you're playing a game and it goes from being, oh boy, I can't wait to jump into the next battle, to, oh my god, okay, I have 250,000 research left on this plane, and then I can get to this plane, and then I need to make 3 million silver lions to buy those two, and then, you know, buy the other plane that I need to buy here. Then I can finally start researching the plane I actually want, and then once I get that, I have to actually research all the parts for it to be playable, and it'll give me another million SL plus all for the parts. Oh my god. Well, at least in oh man, another 5 or 6 weeks I'll have the plane that I actually want to play, but I gotta just trudge through until then. That's ideal, right? That's what you want out of a video game, right? You want it to feel like a job. You want to get home from work or school or college or whatever, and you want to feel like you're having to roll up your sleeves once more and get back to the grind. That person's username is 2 characters long. It is the number 4 and the letter E. How on earth? You know, I'm not even going to question it. Got a meteor inbound. Whoa, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Okay. Alright, and I'm just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna turn around. That is someone else's problem now. There is a Spitfire. Every game there is a Spitfire. I'm getting confused at this point. Maybe this is actually a down tier though. Maybe it's not an 8.3 game like whatever it was, I think the last game or the game before. Alright, you know what? Spitfire, let's go for it. Beautifully executed on both our parts. Alright, there's a Kika. That's actually something I'm comfortable with rolling with here, because, well, the Kika kind of sucks. It's kind of horrible. At least to me. I only have 1 gun on it at the moment, though, so could be better. Boom! And it is out of here. See, sometimes this thing, it hits like a baseball bat, and other times it hits like a wiffle ball bat. More often than not, it'll be doing the baseball bat kind of thing. Okay, I think that's really... I mean, there's an attacker right here, there's a Spitfire out there. I don't think I'll be able to get either one in time to actually get a kill. There's someone else somewhere. Oh, they're dead, okay. There's another player somewhere, though. No one is near them. I don't know what they're in, I don't know where they are. The Spitfire is just juking everyone right now, I guess. Although they're going head on with that F-80. Not the play to make. If you're in a prop in a game like this, you don't want to just go for head-ons. You can outmaneuver every jet you're going up against. You want to use that maneuverability to outmaneuver every jet you go up against. Putting yourself in a head-on levels the playing field, and that's not something you want when you're in a disadvantage like that. I'm sure that last person is somewhere at the airfield. Apparently they are actually dead. So now I really suspect that they're going to be at or near their airfield if they have literally died and are still in the... They're no longer in the game. It's in fact... Oh no, this is... What? Okay, I'm confused. Okay, it's a person who's done absolutely nothing. Nothing at all, who I guess has maybe landed and J'd out. Why did it say that this person? I think it was that person. I don't know, I'm confused. So the only person left on their team is, not in the game technically. But it's also not telling us that there are no hostile players left on the enemy team. Are they going to pop up? Are they switching loadouts? Are they going to suddenly pop up at the airfield? Am I wasting my time? Well, what's going on here, game? There we go. Finally. Imagine spawning in on city and just going, eh. Possible we are not on Sinai. Wow, isn't that a rare treat? Alright, let's move out. We actually got mountains to use. This is actually a usable map for more than just existing. You can actually go into the canyons and valleys and mountains and hide and pop out. Isn't that something? But no, we want Sinai. Every game we want Sinai. Sinai. That is what the player base wants, and that's what they're gonna get. It'll be a little risky though, getting up to these high altitudes, so I'll probably call it good at 17,000 feet or so. You don't want to be terribly high up in this thing. Although, that might be a big bomber way up there. Let's head in that direction. But as you can see right now, I have every performance modification except for the cover modification unlocked. And at 5 degrees, look at the rate of climb, look at the airspeed gain, right? Yeah. Let's go up to 10 degrees now and see what that looks like. 10 degrees, we are losing airspeed. Who the hell just used a blind hunt at the very start of the game? Right now, everyone who's taken off, they're still not close to engaging. Only the air spawn aircraft are actually getting close to engaging each other right now. Why did someone use a blind hunt? Who knows? Yeah, without the air spawn, this thing is not good at climbing. So, just keep that in mind. Anything, no matter what I say about it, that's good. No matter how much enjoyment I may or may not get. Just remember, if I have to land and rearm in this game, it's not going to be pretty. Alright, I don't want to lose all my altitude here. F-84, I'll wait for them to start maneuvering back around or something here. We're gonna have to do something. There's a meteor approaching them. Alright, they're making a move. They're dead. Oh god. I should have kept going forward. I feel like it's gonna be a replay of that one game where I can't even get close enough to a single enemy plane to kill him. Okay, we got an F-3D right here. Alright. Come on, hit him, hit him. Yes! Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, alright, let's go. F-84. Yeah, don't go head on with one of these things, alright? Okay, I'm holding up enough of this F-84, not quite good enough. Ooh, they got me, okay. Should have put out the swaps a little sooner. The F-84 is definitely going to outmaneuver me now, so this will be very interesting. I gotta just try to dodge their next attack. See if I can't maybe drop behind them a little. See if I can put my flaps out further. See if that'll maybe help me out here. They're on takeoff right now. If I can get... Uh-oh. Their whole team's here now, aren't they? Let's go to landing. Oh! That works too. That works too. But hey, they followed suit. They crashed. Alright, is this worth getting? If you already have a handful of squadron vehicles that you want, and you're looking to get the next thing, and there's nothing really jumping out at you, it's actually a pretty solid choice. If you really want an ME-262... Oh, well, hello. Okay, well, we got the cover now. Wonderful, thank you. If if you really want an ME-262, and you don't want to go through the entire German tech tree, this is a pretty good outlet for that, right? It's good enough. It's not gonna blow you away by any means, but if you just want to have fun a little in an ME-262, you know, this works well enough. It also works in ground battles decently, okay-ish enough. I haven't tried it yet with the... What are they called? They don't give you the name. HVAP. With the HVAP shells, in ground battles, you can do some ground pounding if you want, so it is somewhat multi-role, somewhat multi-purpose. You cannot carry any bombs or rockets, so just so you know. Now, as far as squadron vehicles go, it's pretty good. It's not, you know, I wouldn't recommend it as the first one you get necessarily, unless you just won't be able to get something higher up quickly enough, right? Because you gotta remember, Germany also now has the Hunter F-58. And I assume you can still get the ME-262. I doubt they've removed it. But the Hunter F-58 is in the game. So if you want a German squadron vehicle, that will be a better outlet for you for sure. If you want an ME-262, but you don't want to have to go through all of this trouble right here, then this one is a pretty decent outlet for you, right? Your only other option would be paying a ton of money for this very old event one, and don't do that. But I feel like I don't see anything positive about this aircraft when I look into it. When I'm playing it, I do okay enough. You know, it's not the best aircraft that I perform in by any means. It's not my favorite aircraft, but I don't dislike it. There's plenty of aircraft that I don't play because I do not like them. MiG-9, for example, same battle rating. It's not very fun for me, right? You know, it's pretty similar enough, but it doesn't get an air spawn. If they ever take away the air spawn for this, my opinion will completely change, right? I'll probably hate it and not want to play it ever at that point. With the air spawn, though, it's competitive enough for what it is, right? I think my concluding thoughts overall is if you want this aircraft, then, you know, go for it. If you are purely looking for something to have a higher tier jet kind of aircraft for, then maybe this isn't the best option. Now it is, if this would be your first jet, it is a 7.3, which is of course a pretty good starting point, right? No missiles, no supersonics, nothing like that. It does maneuver good enough. It kind of plays like a higher end prop, right? Like that's kind of what it feels like to an extent. So, kind of familiar ground if you're going for props to this. And yeah, overall, it's not bad. It's pretty alright. Nothing special. Nothing terrible, though. I'd say it's solid enough for what it is. Maybe it could be 7.0, but at the end of the day, it could be worse. That's all I have to say on this aircraft. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see everyone in the next video.